Hello, everyone. The time is currently 11:08 p.m. I am very exhausted, so I'm going to try to just say the most interesting things that happened today as quickly as I can. First, we'll start off with what was eaten. This morning, peanut butter and jelly sandwich with a cup of coffee. For lunch, I reheated carne asada nachos, or fries, carne asada fries, and had a root beer. It was alright. And then, for dinner, I had this meat. I'm forgetting what it was called. I think it was. Well, basically, it was like a boiled roast beef that I put on top of chips, and then I grated cheese on. And that was quite good, I must say. Now, what cool things happened? Well, I guess in the morning, I watched these two nerds on Digital Foundry talk about the free upgrades given for Nintendo Switch 1 games on Switch 2 that increase the resolution and make the frame rate more stable. So, for example, a game like Super Mario Odyssey on the original Switch, which ran at like a 800p resolution on the original console, on Switch 2 now runs at 1800p and a locked 60 FPS in parts where the game originally dropped on original hardware. So, seeing those free improvements is really cool. It definitely does make buying a Switch 2, especially if you were a Switch 1 owner, more of an interesting proposition, I suppose. Doesn't mean I'm going to get one right now. In fact, I'm not really looking to buy anything really expensive for a while. Just fixed my car, and that was quite a price dip for sure. Work was very good, very friendly, very good with the customers. There was one interesting thing that happened, I suppose, with one of them. It was an older lady who just seemed to not catch a break at all. For example, she bought a bottled Coke Zero, and she went over those bumpy ramp, that bumpy ramp you go down when you exit the store and go into the parking lot. And then she decided to open her Coke Zero, and it ended up exploding in her hand. So I ran over and I got her some napkins to dry it off with. But then when she got to her car, someone did a hit and run and bumped her vehicle's back. It's that plastic thing that juts out at the back of a Jeep. At the bottom, I don't know exactly the correct term for it, but that was a quarter of that was busted and off of the car. So that was a real shame for her. Although she did manage to still somehow have a positive attitude against all of these odds. I guess it's a good lesson, like, no matter what happens, always keep your chin up, I suppose. Yeah. Oh yeah, and me, my mom, and her family friend during lunch after I finished eating lunch was watching the latest updates on the whole Neuralink that's going on right now with that Elon Musk fellow. Apparently, um, eventually by 2028, he wants to put Neuralink in every part of the brain that's responsible for every part of like a body's functionality, like not just motor skills, but vision and speech and other things. And like supposedly the Neuralink's supposed to act as like a bridge between damaged neurons and active neurons to allow the human brain to do things it would have been able to do had the brain not been damaged. So it was a very interesting presentation for sure. Now, when I got home after work, I do remember. Oh, but before I mention that, I was put on samples for about an hour and a half, and we were giving out cookies and slices of cantaloupe. So I remember saying, cookies and cantaloupe to the customers to see if they would bite. Some of them did, some of them didn't. That's how it goes. Now, when I got home, um, I ate my dinner and then I just watched uh, various different YouTube videos. One was My Life in Gaming. That was the first one talking about the Switch 2 and the various aspects of the device. A lot of stuff I already knew before, so not much to really say there. Then an Eyes on Cinema, which is a YouTube channel that documents people being interviewed about their experiences with the UFO phenomenon. Very interesting. And then I was watching these guys make AI slop and then basically make fun of it while also paying $200 to generate Sora AI videos. Back when that software was new 6 months ago. Now, from what I've heard, it's much cheaper. So there you go. They're basically just making a bunch of dumb videos and making fun of the software. Then I wanted to see if I could generate a video of the character Columbo doing a backflip and everyone cheering in the background for him. And him being smitten by their cheering. It didn't exactly go well. It looked really glitchy and bad. Oh yeah, I remember during one of my breaks at work, I was like doing a drawing of my cats. What really it was just me tracing a photograph I took of them. One of my coworkers noticed what I was doing and asked what software I was using. I said I was using Infinite Painter, and then they asked if like I'm studying full time or things like that, and I did say I was going to practice my art and then make a YouTube channel documenting it called Brain Jam. So, yeah. And he told me about how there's like a good guide on Infinite Painter that does a good job explaining all the basics of the software. So I thought that was pretty neat. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. I'm really tired and I'm gonna go to bed. Good night, everybody.